I'm your co-host, William McCoy, and I have my other co-host,
Marvin Clement here, everybody. Welcome to the Returnus Podcast. How y'all doing today?
and we have a special guest today, Tim Ford. Just a little bit about Tim. I've watched Tim online, and I've been following him and his wife's story and his family's story. And when it came opportunity to talk to him, and he had like 100,000 followers and stuff like that, I was like, man, this dude probably would be like, nah, bro. But Tim is one of the most down-to-earth brothers I've ever met. Just like us, he's diaspora, and he's doing amazing things over on the continent right this minute. So Tim, please introduce yourself.
Let us know so first, guys, thank you for the opportunity. I'm always down to, come and have conversations with, people who are really trying to do some things. So, man, I was honored that you reached out, bro. So I love to sit down and have this type of conversation. So, yeah, my name is Tim Ford Jr. I came over to Tanzania, like he mentioned, 5 years ago. Well, it'll be 6 in September, 6 years ago now. And, at the height of the COVID pandemic, we were dealing with the George Floyd situation and the COVID stuff. And during that time, my wife and I, our lease was about to be up in our apartment. So we went house hunting for a few weeks, and we was a few days, I'm sorry. We went for a few days, and we really didn't feel comfortable in any of the places. We were living in Nashville at the time, so it was like the South. So you know how people act in the South. We were dealing with that, and I had been dealing with the South my whole life. So we knew that wherever we went in that environment, we would have to tuck our black in. We knew we would have to sort of lessen ourselves in order to be comfortable in there. So we just didn't feel it. So we prayed about it, and we said, we're just going to wait and see where God leads us and tell us to do. So my wife ended up having a dream. I don't know if it was that night or a few nights afterwards, but she ended up having a dream, and she saw the mountain of Kilimanjaro in the background, and she heard God whisper in her ear to pave the way. So when she woke up and told me about that dream, I was like, yeah, that's it. Because, like I said, the George Floyd situation, and I had just had my son at the time. So my son was probably 6 to 8 months, and I knew that could potentially be his fate if I kept him in that environment. And it could have potentially been my fate because I had gotten into altercations with the police myself. I was even arrested one time for intimidating a cop. So I knew okay, I'm not gonna be able to keep biting my tongue if I keep
intimidating the cop?
Bro.
You, the gun and the badge he got, and you intimidated him?
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Exactly, bro. Yeah, so I knew that I could potentially end up in a situation like that. So I knew it was best for me to get my family out of there. So my wife had that dream. She told me about it, and I would say within 3 weeks to a month, we sold everything, packed up what we could, and what we couldn't sell, we just gave it away and got on a plane and haven't looked back since. We haven't even visited back over there, guys. We've just been over here locked in trying to make it happen.
That's amazing, Tim.
Wow. So how was the adjustment? And can you tell people who are not familiar with Tanzania, can you tell them about them, and can you tell them how that adjustment went when relocating over there with your family?
So it was honestly, man, for us, it was an easy adjustment because we checked out. My wife and I, we were like, okay, when we leave, this is it. This is our new home. So we just got to deal with whatever we have to deal with at home. So it was easy because we had that mindset. It wasn't pretty difficult for me. I've seen others that, they struggle with it, the food, the people, sometimes, the way we interact with each other. One thing that was an adjustment is they stare at us in a certain way. And, over in America, if you get stared at, that's disrespectful. It's like, why are you staring at me, bro? You feel that animosity, and it's not like that here with them. They are staring at you because they admire you. They know you look different. They're like, hold on, something's different about you. And they will stare at you and won't speak or say nothing. And you'll be like, bro, what's the issue? And they'll start smiling and act like, no, there's no issue. We're cool. So that's one of the things. And just another one is we have this naivety when we come from America or the West. We think that, we are coming here to save them. And some people will see you with that savior complex and take advantage of you. Right. They'll say, "Oh, you think you're gonna help us? Okay, let me hold your hand. Come on,
right. Help me."
That's real.
Yeah. So they'll try to play that game and play the long run on you, bro. They'll try to pretend like they're your friend and just to stay close enough to get what they can from you. So that was a bit of adjustment because I came with that same mentality. I'm like, oh, let me get connected with my brothers. Let me get connected with my people, and we're gonna work together. We're gonna build something. But me being young in my thinking, I didn't understand the value of getting people that have already done certain things.
Right.
Like I'm trying to get motorcycle driver to come and help me build $1 million company. He ain't even thinking about that. He can't think on that level yet because he haven't even built his motorcycle company. So, I had to adjust and understand that I have to target and try to connect with the right people within the right industries with the right level of understanding.
Very good.
So for listeners who may not know what you do for work, please explain what you're doing there, because a lot of people are interested right now, Tim, and like a lot of the diaspora, including myself, are thinking about not necessarily going there and working for somebody, but also starting companies or whatever else it may be. So please tell us what you do.
Yeah. So what I do is I do a few things, honestly. So I've used my platform to begin to develop an eco-village and the food forest. And my wife also makes herbal products as well. So we're sort of mixing all of these together. So we have a farm that we've incorporated and we're building, we're planting moringa, lemongrass, and other type of herbs, and we're trying to distribute them all around the world. So we're setting up a membership platform right now where we're going to have people pay for memberships and we're going to send them something quarterly for their health needs for them to continue to stay healthy. But on top of that, we also have a 78-acre eco-village with multiple families throughout the diaspora who decided to invest with us. And they all have purchased land in this village. And it's about 35 different families right now. And everyone's building at their own pace and their own rate. We're just trying to hold each other accountable to the group economics and working together and sort of building alongside one another. And my wife's herbal products, she's a licensed herbal practitioner and a student midwife. So before all of this platform and stuff started, that's where we originally started working together. So she's the one that make the products, and I was using my skills to talk to people and sell people to sell the products. So that was sort of the foundation for us to come over here and build on top of that. So we've been over here doing that, and through my platform, I went to Remax and become a licensed realtor so that I can give more people the trust to sort of build and work over here in Africa. But one of the things that I faced was a lot of people, because of the uncertainty and the newness of investing in Africa, they needed to see a reputable brand sort of with me in order for them to feel comfortable. So I went to Remax and got my licenses so that I could sort of have the knowledge to be able to help those who are coming be more comfortable with investing through me.
Love that.
So how would you compare the entrepreneur experience in Tanzania to your previous experiences, if any, in the United States?
So that's a good question, brother. It's hard in both places, but it's I'd rather deal with this hard than that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a more meaningful process for me to go through this tough process than continue to go through what we went through over there, and it could potentially be snatched from me in the blink of an eye. So, it has its challenges, but the challenges here are more so bureaucratic than systematic. Let me just say that.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Go into depth with that. What does that mean?
So over in America, there are sort of certain hurdles in place within the system that will sort of stop you from getting to the next point.
Absolutely.
Over here, there's government people that's in the way that's trying to stop you from getting to the next point. That's it. So, and this is probably going to rub some people the wrong way, but I feel like, some government officials ask for bribes and ask for extra money to get things done in order for things to be moved forward. If you got capital, that is a gift. Use your gift to get in the door and get what you need to get done, because that's what all of the other nations are doing. I'm seeing Europeans, I'm seeing Chinese, I'm seeing Indians. They pay them that fee to get in that door, and then they handle their business for their people. Yeah. So I wasn't in a position for me to be able to pay those things that they were asking for. And it wasn't anything crazy. It's like they want something for, their family, or they want to do something for their life. So you got it, help them. So if I would have had it, things would have been a lot further along. But, I'm just building mine slowly but surely. But that's just the toughest part, the bureaucratic issues. And, the mindset of some people. You will run into some people who don't see us as their brothers, just to call it what it is. We come here and we think, they all see us the same and they want to work with us. But some of them will be very like, nah, bro, y'all from America. I don't trust you like that. And you can't build with me. So that's another thing. You will get people here who really want to support you because they don't want to see you succeed. Yeah. So that's one part. I mean, we deal with that in America as well, but it's unexpected here. You would think they would rally behind you with you, but nah, you deal with people who aren't really too fond of you being here trying to build.
Right. Dropping some serious insight, man. And just talking to the audience back home, you have to account for all these nuances when you do anything. So, we truly appreciate that. So,
I'm gonna be honest though, I would still rather deal with being there. I mean, I Tim, like we talked about before, like I raised capital and things like that. And even in this system in the United States, it's still a pay to play. You know what I'm saying? You still got to pay to play. It's no different than anywhere else.
Yeah.
And just been, speaking of your experience, you're right. A lot of times you do have to, like, as you say, show your appreciation, right, for whoever they are in their position in order to get through. That doesn't change from the U.S. to Europe to anywhere else. I mean, we did business in Europe in my former company. It was the same exact thing. You had to show your appreciation. I think a lot of times what ends up happening with specifically Blacks when they come to the continent, it seems as if they think that they don't have to do that, or they think that it's going to be in the U.S. They have been given the idea in the U.S. that white people don't pay to play in the U.S. But I can tell you by doing business with them that they pay to play too, right? Everybody plays to play, right? If you are in a bureaucratic situation and you hold a political position, you're a gatekeeper. That is your key. A lot of times people get in those positions just so they can do that and enrich themselves. So whether it's the US or Europe or India or China or anywhere else, it's always going to be a pay-to-play system. The difference, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I would much rather give that money to people who like you and I, right? Because I know how it's going to change their life. And also, like, it seems like, and please always correct me, this is a conversation, but it seems like here, like you said, you pointed out something that was very important. Here in the United States, it is systematically designed to keep us down. If 4,400 banking institutions and only 20 of them are Black, if broker-dealers, 3,500 broker-dealers and only 5 of them are Black, then it is systematic in the sense that, like, you cannot get money to do what you want to do.
4,500, bro?
4,400 banking institutions, bro, and only 20 of them are Black. And check this out, only 9 of them are active. Only 9 of them in the United States are actually active. So when you think about that, right, and you think about there, a lot of times we don't know those things. We say it's systematic, but you don't really understand how deep it is systematically designed for us to not succeed. At least over there, what we found, because we come back to the continent like every 3 months or whatever, at least what we found is that if they let you in the door, they don't stop you from doing whatever you want to do. There's no design to be like, well, we're going to keep you down. Once you get in the door, it's like, right. Which is not, I could be here all day long. I go all the way up to the president. But at the end of the day, there's going to be people in his cabinet or people in his ministry or whatever it may be in the departments that's going to be like, nah, hold this ninja down, right? Yeah. Once you get in the door, it's like a free fall. So that brings me to another question about your journey. What inspired you to get into this, man? Like, what was the inspiration for you to get into, like, the farming area, for example?
Honestly, I would say my wife, man. There was actually a course that we took when we first got married in 2017. It was a new farmers academy in Nashville, and we were in that course, bro, and I was so bored. I'm the person I want to be in front of people. I want to be on camera. I want to talk to people and do this. Like, this is what I love to do. So I'm in this course and I'm like, man, baby, I don't want to do this no more. Like, she's like, no, we gotta stick to this because this is gonna pay off in the future. So, she's always been the herbalist and the one that's been sort of helping me to see the value in that stuff. So she just helped me to see the value, bro, and she helped to merge the platform with the products and the farm that we're gonna build. So when she helped me to see it, of course I understood the value of it. I'm like, okay, yeah, we really could feed the world. We really could be a part of changing things. We really could, help in that way. So she really helped to inspire me to look at it, honestly.
Yeah. So looking into the future, where do you kind of see, what is the goal? Where do you see the farm going? What do you hope to accomplish?
In the future, I hope for the farm to, of course, feed and heal the world. We want to help multiple people heal themselves from diseases that they've been dealing with and overcome a lot of the issues that have been forced on us from some of the things we've been taking and eating over the decades. So we want to be a part of that and sort of use what we're building to show the governments our value, because not just our value is it within my family. I'm talking about all of us within the diaspora that wants to come back. Right. Because over here in Tanzania, there isn't much talk about us trying to come back home and get connected to the motherland or really get citizenship over here on this side of Africa. So we sort of want to be a part of having that conversation and say, hey, look, we can come over here and build some stuff. We can really do some stuff if we just get the right opportunity. So my wife and I, we're sort of having to go we're having to grind it out to do what Ghana is doing now. Our vision is to have a moment where we have a decade of return or a year of return here in Tanzania, partnering with the government to say, hey guys, it's time to come back home, invest, tour, whatever you want to do, but just let's come and see East Africa. Ultimately, that's what we want to do.
I love it. Love it.
What's the biggest misconception that people have about specifically that diaspora? What's the biggest misconception that people have about coming to Africa?
The biggest misconception is that everything is just cheap.
Yeah.
People think that because we're in Africa, everything is cheap, but some stuff is more expensive actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything isn't cheap for sure.
Yeah. How do you think that I heard somebody the other day say something that was very interesting. 65 actually was the world news and the UN. 65% of the arable land in the world sits in Africa right now, right? Mm-hmm. And for me personally, I mean, I know a lot of people scoff against it, but I think farming and food is one of the most, if you look at Maslow's hierarchy, food and shelter are the first things on there, right? Mm-hmm. If the stock market crashes, people are gonna still need to eat, right? And so I think what we've done in the US when it comes to farms and they're becoming corporations and now the soil is damaged and the food that we eat is processed. To your point, you said something very interesting that Africa can feed the world, right? And we want to feed the world. Given those numbers, given where Africa sits, and given the amount of arable land is there, what do you think is the future for people who are interested in coming to Africa, and how can they get involved in being a part of? Well, I'm gonna just say it. How can they get a part of being a part of farming, which is probably one of the biggest industries?
Yeah.
There.
So I would say it's important to come and partner with the people who are already on the ground.
Yeah.
Don't just go and try to buy land from someone and remove them out of the way and not, take their expertise on what they've been doing with that land, what can be planted in that land, because each region has a certain plant or crop that grows a lot better in their region. Yeah. So do a lot of market research to see where you're going to plant yourself at and plant your crops, and be open to partnerships. Some of our people that come from America or the West, they have this mentality that I have the capital, so I know what to do, and this is going to go this way because I have the capital. Yeah. So you can't just, you can't be arrogant with the capital. You have to, the person with the smarts, put it behind them and let them work it for you. You guys work together and then do something with that. So I would make some good joint venture agreements, or even purchase a farm the right way. Get your documents in order. Always go through a lawyer. You get any land, if you're dealing with any type of business or anything, please have a reputable lawyer that you use that goes through the process with you, because they'll cross your T's and dot your I's for you to make sure that you are doing things on the legal side properly.
No, that makes good sense.
Yeah.
For those who are sitting and who are going to eventually watch this, one thing they're going to ask themselves is, and this is a lot of things I asked myself before I jumped out and started trying to return to my homeland and investing in things. Where do I start? If you could give any advice as to first steps, if I wanted to go anywhere on the continent and start a business, what should I focus on?
In terms of coming here, or in terms of which industry to go into?
Let's just say I want to come in and be part. Let's start with your farm cooperative. What do I need to do to join and to acquire land with you, or to be part of your community?
Mm-hmm. So in order for you to join here, you would have to set up an official business, a local business here on the ground. So that's one way. Here in Tanzania, we aren't allowed to own land as foreigners.
Gotcha.
So they don't allow. You have to put your land in the business name, and the business has to have a Tanzanian that's a majority shareholder within that business to put that land in the business name. So I would tell you have to register a business first, and then go through the route of getting your TIN number and everything set up, get your business registration and everything properly set up, and then you can come and get land. Then that's here in Dar es Salaam, in the mainland area. In Zanzibar, it's a little bit different. If you have like I think it's like a minimum of, I want to say, between $500,000 to $1 million, you could get citizenship over in Zanzibar if you're investing that into a project or something, and that's could be land as well. But here in Tanzania, you can go to Tanzania Investment Center route, and they are requiring, I think, a minimum of 500,000. But if you go to Tanzania Investment Center route, you will not get the title deed for that property. The Tanzania Investment Center will get the title deed, and they will give you derivative rights to that land to use it for your investment purposes. Yeah, so there's two ways that you can get. I won't necessarily get land, but it's get land, but how can I say it? We don't ever. Go ahead.
It's like a land lease, essentially, right? Like it's
exactly. Yes, you lease the land, and even in America, it's the same way. We really don't own it in America. And I feel like it's like that in the world, bro. Some of our people, they try and use that as an excuse. The president owns the land. I don't want a title deed that can be renewed. Like, bro, you can renew your title deed at 33 years easily. It's 66 years easily, and 99 years easily. You can just renew your title deed. So yeah, it's a different system over here, but you can still get access to land if you do the things properly and set yourself up right. Go with a lawyer to get your business set up. I'm gonna keep reiterating that. You can do it on your own online, but I've seen people with capital, and they think they can do it on their own, and they end up losing their capital because they're too arrogant in their ways. So you have to use the skills, the people with the skill sets that are already on the ground. Ask people that you meet, and ask them who they trust. The first thing you should do is meet people that have already done what you are trying to do. Don't be afraid to pay for their consultation. Don't be afraid to sit down and talk with that individual. If it's my country, you can reach out to me. If it's any other country, there's a lot of us online who's doing this work and who are trying to help those to come after them. We're consulting and sitting down and helping a lot of different people. So use the people who are already on the ground to connect you to the people to help you to move into the direction that you need to go.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Tim. I love the fact that you brought up the fact. I love the point that you brought up the fact that people they need to go ahead and use attorneys. We had our own experience. We were thinking about buying this beachfront property in Ghana, and we were really excited about it. And the guy was like, "Yeah, it's been in my family, or I talked to the chief, and he's willing to sell it." And we did the title search with this attorney because I was like, I don't want to put anybody's money on this until we do a search. And they, everybody's excited in the time period. You think you're like, well, I'm savvy enough, I'll work through this. We found out that the land has been disputed for a long time. It's still under dispute, you know what I mean? And so had we taken that land and tried to get it at any point in time, the government could have said, like, hey, look, it's this land is not owned by this person. Chief could have came around and said, like, look, you got to get off of it. And we were really shocked about how many people have bought these parcels and hadn't done. I talked to the guy, he was like, they hadn't done any due diligence. They gave him $12,000, $10,000, $20,000, was like, all right, bet, let's start building. And I just thought to myself, like, this is not the way. So to your point, I'm glad that you're bringing up a very, very important point, because we get so excited. We get excited in an acre of land on the beachfront that we forget that there's still checks and balances that need to happen. I do have one about Tanzania, though, and I want us to be clear, because a lot of countries have this new diaspora being able to take advantage of citizenship. Is there anything in Tanzania that will allow you right now, and it's okay to say no, but we just want to understand for the audience, is there anything in Tanzania right now that will allow you to actually move towards citizenship in an accelerated fashion? Or what is the process towards citizenship in Tanzania?
So good question. Currently, there isn't anything to move towards citizenship faster. What they do have in place is at 7 years, if you've been here for 7 years, you can become a Tanzanian citizen, but you have to renounce your American citizenship. So you have to choose one. They don't allow dual citizenship over here in Tanzania currently. Now things may change at some point, and I'm championing and advocating to be a part of helping it change for sure. But at its current state, no, they don't allow dual citizenship over here. No citizenship options.
So you would literally have to renounce one, the U.S., and then you can become Tanzania. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I mean, for some people, look, at this point, they might be like, look, the way things are going.
But another thing is that I want to share is, there a lot of the West African countries are giving citizenship if you could trace your lineage to any African country.
Right.
So there's a company called African Ancestry, and they offer you to be able to figure out where you come from. And a lot of these countries, they honor what African Ancestry results say. So some of our people can leverage using that in order for them to get citizenship in a West African country, and then make their way over here to Tanzania if this is the place that they want to be.
They want to eventually be. That makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense. That's awesome.
How are how's like the business tax and such?
So taxes, bro, it's tough. I think there's an 18% tax on every good and services that's bought here. Everything is 18% value added tax. So yeah.
Is there income tax?
Huh?
Is there income tax?
Is there income tax? Yes, you have to pay income tax at the end of every year, annually. Yes.
Got it. Annually. Okay. Got it. That makes sense. Well, Tim, if any closing notes, man, we would love to hear from you. I would love what you want people to know about you, your vision, and what they should be expecting as far as the diaspora.
So, closing notes. If you plan on coming to Africa, do not romanticize this move. A lot of us, we're very excited to get back connected to the motherland, and we want to get, connected to our roots and build. But if you look at it in a romantic way, you will get your heart broken severely, because, I'm gonna just call it like it is. There's niggas here too, and they will get you if you are coming here gullible. You have to still keep your street smarts. You have to see that, okay, this dude trying to get me, or this sister. You get some sisters that are trying to get you too. So you gotta really, really be focused on why you came here, because your lust will pull you off of your track if you're not someone who's focused on what you're supposed to do. Whether it be drinking, whether it be smoking, whether it be men, whether it be women. If you aren't focused, you will get pulled off of your journey. So, I tell people to focus. If you have a family, man, build something with your wife, build something with your circle that you come with. Come here, stay in your house and heal before you even think about trying to connect with your diaspora brothers and sisters, because a lot of us are broken. We coming from a place that we don't even know how to be brothers and sisters, really. Now, if you've already built something with a brother or sister and y'all come here together, then it's different. But us coming here and then getting on the ground and getting connected with each other, that's going to take some time. We got to heal. We got to learn how to be brothers. We got to learn how to be real men, learn how to be real women. There's a lot for us to unpack from what we dealt with over there. So focus on being with your family. Focus on building something with your core family and you guys healing from the traumas that y'all dealt with within y'all household. And then you will be a better individual to go out and help people within the diaspora and on the continent of Africa. And lastly, what we plan to do is, like I mentioned, the farm is going to be helping to feed the world. My wife is still going to continue to push the herbal products. We're going to open up this membership opportunity for those who want to be a part of this. And we're going to continue to show the journey on YouTube and Instagram where people can see and get value from it as well, because I want to see everyone who wants to do this. Like, my platform is just to give an example of what's possible. I'm just one of the first people this generation to do it. There's been others before me that I met I didn't even know about. There's people who came here in the 90s I'm meeting now. I'm online bragging like, oh, it's a wave of us coming. They like, young buck, we've been doing this since the 90s. So, just I want to continue to just be an example to show that we can really come over here and do this. But we got to have the right people around us. And we got to stay away from the negative people and really shun the BS. We got to start shunning people who acting ignorant and tearing us down, because that's one thing that has hindered a lot of the growth that we're supposed to have over here. We've had some people that have come over here and they've acted ignorant within the local government offices, within the government offices. We've had somebody kill somebody over here. And it's crazy. So we got to start holding our people accountable to the BS and stop allowing it. Right. Like, when people are gossiping and doing the wrong stuff, we got to call it out. Like, hey, did you see that? Is this true? Like, where's the proof? We're not about to go down this rabbit hole if there's no proof. We just running your mouth. Right. Because there's a lot of it going on. I can go on and on, bro, but yeah, just focus on your family. Keep the right spirit. Stay positive. You don't get taken advantage of. And it'll all come to life for you.
Where can people find you, Tim? Please give your social media handles on YouTube and everything else.
So my YouTube is T3andme. The letter T, the number 3, and symbol me. And my Instagram is Tim Ford Jr. And my LinkedIn is Ambassador Tim Ford Jr. And I'm about to start getting on TikTok too. There's so many platforms now, man. TikTok is Tim Ford Jr. too, guys. And yeah. So my email is Tim Ford Jr. bookings@gmail.com. If anybody want to, ask any questions, potentially look at some of the options over here, I'm down to help and, assist those who are serious about trying to come here.
Tim, you are not only a thought leader, you're a community leader, you're an innovator. God bless you, your family, your wife, your vision, your projects. And just thank you for not only having the vision, but opening up the opportunity to give people another path. Because over here at Karuti, that's what we're all about: the spirit of cooperation, the spirit of entrepreneurship, and just the spirit of return and making things happen. And you and your family encompass all of those elements. So we salute you.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate it a lot. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you. All right, well, guys, that's been our show. Please continue to follow us at Karuti_Returnus on YouTube. Please reach out to Tim. We'll have his information in the bio. And if there's any questions, Tim is a wealth of knowledge. We didn't even get into I saw the African Union thing, but please feel free to put that information in there as well. Reach out to him about all the things that he's doing, because Tim is on the ground actually getting the work done. He's doing the hard work, and he didn't just get there. He's been there for a little while now. You're approaching 7 years at this point, so you right in the door, bro. You know what I mean? Skill me.
Yeah.
Good job, brother. I really appreciate you. Thank you for coming on the show, and we'll talk soon.
You're welcome, brother. Thank you for having me, guys.
Yep.
Hey, man. Thank you, brother.